Okay, so I'm gonna change this landscape for you in front of your eyes. I'm gonna do that style. I'm gonna cover this up.
So the colors have to be pretty muted, right?
Yep, very. You see how fast? Now we change to this.
Oh,
Right?
that's quick. Okay.
You see, and now I can change it again. I can change it to another color on top. But all of these colors underneath really work because now they're building up. You can see these, the underpainting was kind of like this ochre color. And now I can change it more. I can even make it brighter. And it never gets muddy. Okay, that's a secret. But you gotta keep painting wet on wet on wet. And it will keep, you can keep changing it. You know, I can change it again in front of your eyes. Let's do it as purple. Let's see, I think I got purple here somewhere. Not a purple. Let's see what I got. There we go. No. Okay. Change it again.
I think I like this one.
Yeah, so that would be like a white and a red
Yeah.
and
Like
blue.
red?
White, red, and blue you could have for the background.
Where's the red?
Let me see it again. You could have, I'll show you, you could have, you see I'm starting this as a purple? And then I could add white to it and then blue on top. In other words, you want to have a lot of colors under there. Right? Your photograph just has blue in there, but look at all those color blues. What color blues are those underneath? Look at yours.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm making this disappear again. And I'm blending it. It's going to be something totally different now. Okay? But when I start putting the white in here, the tree will start to pop. So remember, we covered this with a little bit of purple and blue. Now his background is becoming something else again.
Yeah.
So it changed again, right? You kind of see it, and we're just going to blur it. I'm going to bring some of this color down here too, a little bit. And then wipe it off. Okay, it's changed again.
Yeah.
Okay, and now we can change it again. And when I start bringing in even those lighter colors, those areas will start to pop as far as the tree. And the reason why is because it really picks up. You can really start seeing the contrast now. See if I start adding more white. Now we got
Is
another.
that just white or?
That's just white now. I'm coloring the second one in blue. So I'm making it brighter. I'm just showing you the way that you can have all these wonderful underpaintings underneath and how just by swirling the brush, it changes and now it makes this color even pop more. If I wanted light behind there, I could just add a little bit more white on my brush and just put it, in this area. And it totally changes the look of that. But you can see how many underpaintings we had underneath of here. But it still works, right? And we could go back over this again. I could change this color again. Right? I could have it now, if I wanted to, I could go to a yellow. I'll show you how that looks. So we have this. Now we'll go back to a yellow and a white. And it's going to be almost a green. We'll start changing that again. And like I said, it's endless, but do you see how I'm kind of twirling my brush here, and I am doing this wet on wet. I want to get the color underneath blending, as well as the color on top, and it does have that muted kind of feel. So when I bring this yellow into it, now it has a little bit of green. But look at all the texture that now you've developed in that background. You see, it's not flat and boring, just like a flat blue. It's got like a lot. And this, we have now, what we started out with a yellow, then we had a brown, then we went to, I think, a blue, then a purple, then a light blue, and now we're at a green. And you can see all the tech, it really makes a difference in how the background, and we can do the same for the trees. So, as far as bringing that out, depends on how muted you want to make it. I could have it very brown, or I could have it, brighter. We're doing the same for this. And I'm just kind of swirling it with my large brush. And remember I showed you there's different ways. You can, if you wanted, you know, loose strokes, you could have it like this, or you could swirl it. I'm barely touching it, I'm just doing it super fast. And remember, it's the idea of a tree. When you're looking at these paintings, they're not so exact. So we have the idea of this tree, and it looks more fuller, right? And you do it in 2 minutes, and then you got to step back from it, and it changes. You know, maybe you're going to blur this outer area. It's going to blur into here. You really don't see the edges. That's the interesting thing on these kind of things when you're doing it. Okay, so try it. Try it like this first. You know, with something, and then next we could start building up the detail, and if you wanted to or not.
So is it bad to do one with a lot of